Just initial thoughts on the game, on the win the other night.
We played our heart out. We did the dirty work, down low. We got, a lot of rebounds over them. That was just a good rebounding team. So, we just real physical and, executed when we needed to.
How much was that refuse to lose mentality that Cal's been preaching? How much did that play into your all's mentality in the game?
Refuse to lose mentality. Just being out there giving 100%. Everybody's talking to one another on defensive end, and just out there playing hard. So.
Did y'all have a sense of urgency coming to that game, knowing that your NCAA tournament hopes are kind of hanging in the balance right now, and you needed to get that win?
Nah, we not thinking about that. We just figured out how we can win the next game and how we can, it's one game at a time. We just don't focus on those type of things because we worry about that later. Because we still have not a lot of season left, but a little bit, and it can it can cost us, but we don't worry about that stuff.
What was the biggest difference in that game a couple nights ago compared to some of the losses right before that?
Say it one more time.
What was the biggest difference going into the Mississippi State game as opposed to the losses before?
Just keeping our head up, just staying focused. I don't think those like our guys is worried about wins or losses right now. It's just all playing together and finish out the season strong. So I don't believe that we worry about those like losses like that. Yeah.
Does it change your approach going in, knowing when CJ and Sabir aren't going to be able to play, like knowing that you're down two key guards? Does that change your role, change the way you think about things?
Yeah, I believe that Sai and CJ are a big part of our team, and I feel like with those guys, they help us 100%. Like Sai's passing ability, we need that on the floor, and CJ shooting. So just coming together as a team and figuring out what we need to do on the floor is it's all it's about. Those key guys. So yeah.
I want any idea whether one or both those guys will be able to play tomorrow?
Nah, I don't know. To be honest.
Practice later today.
Yeah, just see how those guys feel later on in the day. Just I don't personally know right now, but yeah, we'll figure it out later.
It seemed like you were able to really get a lot of space with your 3-point shots, especially early in the game down in Starkville. What was going on there? Was that you finding spots? Was that Cason doing something to put you in position, or was that them for whatever reason losing you?
It was me basically just spraying down the floor, just finding spots for myself. The Cason found me a couple times and Chris Livingston, but it was just me just figuring out where I need to be on the floor and just having a feel for the game.
How important is that for you to? Obviously, you're really great at transition threes to get down and find those threes in transition. But how important is it to get down quick, even if you don't get the transition spot, just to kind of keep their defense discombobulated, I guess?
I believe when I sprint down the court like that and find spots, I feel like it opens up the lane for the bigs. I feel like me being a threat on the three-point line is a big deal for us, and just being able to run and guys finding like shooter, it just opens up for Oscar or Lance or Ugano. Yeah.
I know you said at the end of the Georgia game, I guess you kind of felt it in your legs taking that many shots, playing that much early on. Is there anything you can do to, especially if you know those two guys are going to be out, to plan for that and plan to have more at the end? Or
Yeah, I say just me recovering every day and make sure I do good on my body because playing that many minutes is it's a tough thing to do sometimes. So sometimes I probably just got to sit out for a couple of minutes. I'm cool with that too. Having other guys like do come in and impact the game like he been doing. So those type of things I just have to be ready for.
Cal's talked about guys calling themselves out of games if they think they need a. Are you able to? Some guys say they can't do that. Are you able to do that? Or
Yeah, well, if I need to,
Okay.
I definitely say that because, like I said, playing those amount of minutes is not easy to do. So if I do feel a certain type of way, then I definitely tell coach like, yeah, I need a couple of minutes out. So yeah.
This was your first Wednesday game in quite some time. Just not having that extra day. Normally it's Tuesday, Saturday, with it being Wednesday, Saturday, and you've got Tennessee coming in, who's obviously a really physical team. How big a deal is that extra 24 hours?
Oh, that's great. Just taking that day. It's we need that rest for these type of big games that we're gonna have. So it's definitely a good thing for us. Everyone is just being able to get that sleep in extra 8 hours is pretty good.
Is there any different approach since you guys have that less time to prepare for Tennessee tomorrow?
No, just another day of practice. Just to figure out what their scheme is. Having this extra day is always a good thing. So yeah, we just figure it out.
What do you expect out of Tennessee? Obviously, you all went in there and gave them a nice beating the last time. Just what do you think their attitude will be coming in this one?
Oh, just trying to get their get back revenge on us. They're not gonna lay down the whole 40 minutes, and we know that personally. So, they're a great team, and we just have to be ready when they come in and the game starts.
How important is it to get off to a good start in that first, that span from tip off to that first TV timeout against a team like this?
Oh yeah, if we not able to get on a good start, it's gonna be hard to come back. We know that. Those type of teams, you just can't start off real slow because it affect the whole game like that. So we have to be ready. We have to be energized and focused the first 4 minutes, or it can be bad for us. We just got lucky that first time we played them. Personally. So
yeah. How are you feeling after Wednesday night and playing a lot of minutes, and it looked like kind of playing hurt too?
Man, that was a long game. It was pretty hot in there, sweating a lot. Got to drink a lot of fluids through games like that, but I feel like we fought hard and came out of the battle. So I was a little beat up, but I made it through.
Was that cramps when you kind of called yourself out there at the beginning of the second half, or was it something else?
Yeah, I had caught a little cramp. Like I said, sweating a lot, not drinking enough fluids, but, we got a great training staff, as I mentioned, throughout the whole year. They got me right very quick. So after that, I didn't have any more cramps.
You mentioned the heat. Was it have you been in a gym that hot this season or ever?
No, that was insane. I don't think I've sweat that much all year. Even the people on the bench that weren't playing, they were like, man, they're in there sweating like they played.
Yeah.
It was very hot in there.
I guess you sense that at before tip off, right? It's gonna be. Were you guys talking about this is weird? Why is it so hot?
Yeah, when we was in warm ups, we was like, it's gonna be a long game. Just very hot in there, but we can't let that dictate how we play.
What do you think was the biggest difference from the two previous losses compared to 2 nights ago?
The way we fought last night or the other night, it was like Coach been saying, we refused to lose. So I feel like we had a mindset that late in the game we weren't going to lose it. We were locked in, made free throws, and we rebounded very well that game.
So it really wasn't more schematic stuff. It was just a matter of the refuse to lose mindset, like you were saying.
Definitely, it was just about how hard we fought, and we out rebounded them by a good number.
How do you keep that momentum rolling throughout these last 5 games, or 4 or 5 games, whatever it is? You obviously need to keep piling these wins up to get that resume.
It just all these games are just about how much fight we bring to the table. Everybody go out there and fight, do their job, do their part. I feel like we'll come out with the win.
What were your teammates saying? You didn't shoot very well the other night, but you had a lot of assists as well. Just what were your teammates saying to you throughout that game?
Just keep playing. They knew that I was finding them. They were making shots, so I wasn't too down about missing shots. I knew that I was going to find them and they were going to knock them down. So if I'm not going, I know somebody else will be.
Is your mentality to just keep shooting even though things are maybe rolling your way at that moment?
Definitely, because you never know when that big shot is going to come, and if I don't take it, you'll never know if you're going to make it. So I feel like I'm one of the guys that should be taking shots late in the game, so I was.
How big was Chris down there in the stretch of the second half? And, he really found something there towards the end of the game. Just how big was that for you?
That was very big. It was a key part in our win, him making shots, coming up with big rebounds late in the game, sticking to, like, staying sharp defensively. Like, he was very sharp and locked in late in the game.
Is it how difficult is it to kind of stay focused when you're playing 38, 40 minutes a game in those late game situations? Obviously, I know you're going to be tired physically and I'm sure mentally too when you're playing the point guard spot for that long.
There's a lot of self-talk going on, just telling myself you got to fight through it, you got to keep going. And, throwing it ahead, finding open teammates, like, that makes it easier because if I throw it ahead, they're dribbling and occupying the defense while I'm trying to catch up with them. So just a lot of self-talk and being mentally strong.
I know you played on the ball quite a bit in high school and played some deep guard, but how do you feel like your game's evolved just in the last month or so when you've been kind of pushed more into that primary point guard?
It's a change and a challenge that I had to take on. So, I'm not going to shy away from it, as I said before, but it's definitely different, and I feel like I'm learning things about it, I'm not making the same mistakes every game.
Is that just kind of seeing things for the first time and then knowing the next time, like this is what to do or what not to do? Or
Definitely. Just going in, watching film after the games, like, you should start doing this more and do this less, or you should try to set your defender up like this instead of just going off the screen. So just little small things like that.
Obviously, getting steals and playing hard on defense is a big part of your game. How do you strike that balance between being aggressive and trying to stay out of the foul trouble you've run into a few times?
I feel like if I'm not being aggressive, that's when I pick up fouls or cheap fouls. Because if I'm not being aggressive, that means I'm being lazy. So the more aggressive I am, the more, the easier it is for me to stay in front of them and not have to reach a foul.
On that same note, when Savir and CJ aren't in, do you feel like you have to play a little bit more conservatively on defense to maybe not avoid picking up early fouls?
Not at all. My team needs me to defend. So I know it's a hard task and I know it's a hard challenge, but like I said, I'm not shying away from anything.
Yeah, how difficult of a balance is that to strike to know that you have to play hard, defense, but you also have to be able to stay out there? Or is it just kind of forget about that and just play?
It's really forget about that and play because I'm not the only one playing a lot of minutes. There's a lot of people playing 30-plus minutes. So I can't really make an excuse for myself that I have to play harder than everybody else because they're playing as hard as they can as well. So, I just got to go out there and play as hard as I can each possession. And if I need a break, I have a dude. He's good. He'll come in, play hard for as long as he can.
Obviously Damian had another kind of moment, down there in Starkville with the dunk and the foul. How nice is it to see him, get more opportunities and kind of make the most of them when he's out there?
It's good because every time he gets in, he comes out the game talking about something. Last game he was talking about how strong he was in the paint and stuff like that. So, just giving him things to joke about is fun.